Hi, Mark Johnson here from Intelligent Performance with this week's team tip. I want you to have a think about someone in your team, or perhaps a stakeholder or a client who you get on really well with. You just connect with them. You know, they get you, you get them. How would you rate the quality or the strength of that relationship on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is just exceptional? Now, how much do you trust that person? When you've done that, have a think about someone who you don't connect so well with in your team or stakeholder or client. Maybe there's some differences of opinion or miscommunications or no communication. How would you rate that relationship on that same scale of 1 to 10? And how much do you trust that person? Hopefully that little comparison has made it clear to you that the stronger your relationship with someone, the higher the level of trust. And when we talk about performance in the workplace, trust is a foundation for effective teamwork. You know, when you have strong team relationships and high levels of trust, it makes addressing issues and challenges and solving problems a whole lot easier. For the team leader, it makes it much easier to manage performance, and for us as team members, it makes coming to work a whole lot more enjoyable as well. So when I run my team development workshops, I often use a lot of behavioural profiles, personality profiles that help us find out about each other in a lot more detail and give us some ideas about how we can build relationships. But if you don't have that information, what can you do? Well, I've got 5 tips, 5 things that you can do to start to build some stronger relationships with your team, your colleagues, your clients and your stakeholders. Now, number 1 is be proactive. You cannot sit there at your desk or just doing your tasks, your work, and not make an effort to communicate and build relationships with those around you. So you need to be proactive about it and understand if you have a poor relationship with someone, you need to do something about it as well. So be proactive and conscious. Make time. You can't build a relationship with a good morning or a good afternoon as you pass in the corridor. You need to take time out. It might be having a coffee or a tea with someone, or it might be getting early to a meeting so you can discuss something with a stakeholder to make sure and show that you're available. But you need to make time. You need to acknowledge differences. That person, when we started the video, who you have a great relationship with, no doubt you have some things in common with them, but I'm sure you also have some differences which you've discovered over time as well. You also need to, number 4, is embrace diversity. Realise that we all have strengths and limitations that we bring to a relationship, but how can you complement each other? How can your strengths help someone else's limitations and vice versa? So embrace that diversity. And number 5 is communication. And that involves listening, being genuinely interested and sharing information. You know, the better your communication skills, the more value the other people or the other party feels, and the more you share, the more or the stronger that relationship will be as well. So there are your 5 things. Be proactive, make time to build relationships, acknowledge the differences, embrace diversity, and communicate. So some of you may be sitting there nodding, yes, I agree, that's all important, Mark. But the only benefit you're going to get from this is that if you actually do something. So this week I've got an activity for you, and it involves you going out and identifying 2 people, either in your team or stakeholders or clients, that you could have a better relationship with. And for each of those 2 people, I want you to identify 3 things that you have in common. You have to go and talk to them, all right? Not just write things down that you imagine to be the case. But go and talk to them and find out 3 things you have in common, and 3 things that you didn't know about them. Discover 3 things that you didn't already know. So yes, you'll have to have a coffee with them. You'll have to have a longer conversation in the corridor. You'll have to ask them about their weekend. You have to make an effort to build that relationship. If you work in a virtual team, yes, you can do that with the use of technology. That's okay. Don't let that discourage you. But make an effort to build those relationships. When you do, the quality will improve, the trust will improve, and your team effectiveness will improve as well. If you've got any questions, concerns, comments, by all means, send me an email, call me. But I hope you find those useful. And until next time, remember, always live to your potential.